What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel, and today we are unboxing from Jakks Specific. We are diving back into the world of The Simpsons with everyone's favorite crabby old bartender. It is Moe, aka Moe Szyslak. Oh man, so much fun. This line has definitely been a fun one. I do know Moe, not the easiest figure to find. I was actually lucky enough. I picked up Moe and Krusty, who I unboxed a little while back, from Target.com, or from the Target app, rather. And they shipped both of them to me, and because of the amount, I think I may have actually paid for shipping, but I was like, you know what, I don't care, because I want to make sure I can get them. And sometimes that's the when you have a sought-after figure, a figure you're not sure you're going to find, you have to kind of make those decisions. But Moe, of course, rounding out Wave 2. We've already unboxed Krusty the Clown, like I mentioned, but also Lisa Simpson earlier. So that is Wave 2. Of course, we got the Homer on the package there. We got Lisa right there, Marge up top, and Maggie, and then, of course, Bart on the side. What a shot of Moe. Man, what a face. And then, of course, here's all of Wave 2. Homer, Lisa, Moe, and Krusty the Clown. Very, very cool stuff. In fact, you know, Moe, obviously, a bit more of a side character, but kind of cool to get him in Wave 2. But at the same time, you know, Otto and Groundskeeper Willie were kind of side characters when we got them in Series 1. So, as I knock my tripod around, don't be doing that. There we go. So it is kind of just part of the game, right? Because you don't want to put the entire family in Wave 1. You want to kind of space everybody out, which is, I think, what they did. I would love to have a variant Moe down the row of Uncle Moe's Family Feed Bag, one of my favorite episodes where I think the Flanders, is it the Flanders family or the Hibberts? I can't remember. It's one of the two. They like, oh, well, I think it's the Hibberts. We'll eat here. How about Moe's? Like he didn't know what it was. And they walk in, it's, of course, this disgusting bar, and they're like, we'll go somewhere else. He's like, man, that's what everybody wants, is a good family restaurant. And he comes up with Uncle Moe's Family Feed Bag, which might be the greatest name for a restaurant ever. And by the end of the episode, he's had enough, and he can't do it anymore, and goes back to just the tavern. Fun stuff, though. But Moe, always a fun character. Of course, early on in The Simpsons, we knew Moe from the classic the pranks from Bart, right? Bart always pranking Moe. You know, I'm looking for one of my favorites is I need a Jakks strap. Classic stuff. And I think Jakks actually released like a phone, like a old school phone, like you see right there. They released that kind of for that old gag, which I don't remember them doing that in the later episodes, but that was always kind of a classic early on, where the pranks that Bart would play on Moe. Of course, Moe's got a couple of cool accessories. The bar towel is a perfect one. Of course, the phone. And I believe his apron comes off, too. Of course, we'll dive into that here in a bit. But Moe, always kind of a side character, like I said. But, you know, was always kind of around. And I think that's what's kind of fun about the Simpsons characters, is some of these characters are side characters, but they're not maybe in every episode, but they're always kind of around. And I think that's what's always been fun about The Simpsons. It's just such a fun show. The fact that it's still on the air is crazy. I know if you were born in 89 or later, you don't know life without The Simpsons. And that's kind of a crazy thing to think about, but it is true. Like, because The Simpsons has been around for that long. That nice box there. This is kind of fun. It's kind of a card and a box, both things. Because that's one thing. A lot of people say mint on card, but realistically, a lot of these things are in a box anymore. So, but I get it. It's kind of what we're used to saying. Twist ties. The people at old Jakks Specific are taking notes from the folks at Mattel and McFarlane for sure. Got the accessories out of there. As you can see, it looks like his apron is removable, as I thought it was. Oh my gosh. And not too horrible to get out, so there we go. Get rid of that. Got a piece of trash. We'll get rid of that. Let's take a look at Moe here. A face only a mother can love. Moe is definitely not a looker. I believe Moe also trained Homer when he was a boxer, so maybe Trainer Moe will be coming up at some point. Of course, the apron does slide off there if you want to take it off, so you kind of have like a date night Moe too if you want. I always wondered why he wore a bow tie. I'd never understood that, but not bad nonetheless. And I believe the bar towel will hold it. Yeah, you can hold that right in his hand. So like he's wiping down the bar. I think a Duff beer would have been nice. I wonder though if that's not something they can include, being that it is a toy line, because these are toys. These are not collectibles, because they are definitely in the toy aisle. I don't know exactly how that works. But I mean, there's a character named Duff Man, so I don't know. Duff not a real beer, so who knows? All right, let's see if we can get this apron back on. I think that's probably about the best we're going to do. That's all right, though. Of course, we got the phone. The receiver actually comes off, which is nice. I don't know if that works for an accessory, though, because, where do you put it? I guess we'll just put it on the ground next to him. Put the phone on the receiver. Old school phone right there. If you're a kid of the 80s, you might have seen one of those. I remember my grandpa had a store back in the day, and that's the phones he had. So I was, those look very familiar to me. But yeah, very old school right there. Of course, most kids today probably don't know anything besides cell phones, so definitely different. But there's Mo. Again, not the most dynamic figure in the world, but I don't think it needs to be. It totally embodies who he is. I feel like Jakks is doing a really good job with the accessories on these. We're not overdoing it. We're giving us 2, and I think that's perfect. Really, Mo has 3 because the apron's removable, but 2 or 3 I think is perfect. When you start doing 12 accessories, it drives the price up, and I think it's too much sometimes. And I think for the case of Mo, maybe besides a beer glass or a Duff beer bottle, there's, because I don't think they do cans on the show. I think it's only bottles in a bar, right? I'm not a big bar guy, as that knowledge probably shows there. But this would also be a cool one to have as a bar top. You could put right here. Put the phone on the bar, the rag on the bar, the beer cans. But again, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds as far as with with play sets, because that always gets a little wild at times. But regardless of that, really, really fun figure. And like I said, the Simpsons line is really doing well. I just saw a leaked list the other day for waves 5 and 6, if they're accurate. I know some of the names I definitely saw were Ralph Wiggum, Troy McClure, Hockey Bart. So several fun ones down the road. Grandpa Simpson, a regular Mr. Burns, because we only have Vampire Burns, so getting a Mr. Burns will be a lot of fun. And I think it's really cool. So I never expected when in late 2024, when the Simpsons figures were kind of hitting, I didn't expect them to be as big as they were. I really didn't. And it's kind of crazy now how big they've kind of gotten with so many people buying them. In fact, if you go to a Walmart or a Target, you're not seeing a lot. If I went to a couple of Targets today, and I saw a couple of Series 1 figures, and I think I saw a baseball Homer, and that was it. And my local Walmart has probably 15 Bartmans, and that's really about it as well. There's not a lot of, if you see a Mo or a Krusty, I'd grab it, because they won't last. And same with maybe a Lisa or a Marge. Those figures, they move very, very quickly. So I would have to say Jakks is doing well on these, and hopefully that's good for the future of the line. Hopefully we do get more Simpsons figures. If waves 5 and 6 are planned, that's great. Hopefully they can continue on. I heard some more deluxe figures are possibly coming. A rumored King Kong Homer, which would be fun, with a small Marge from the Halloween episodes. I would love more Halloween type characters. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, but give me more of these side characters. Give me Disco Stew. Give me Superintendent Chalmers. Give me Nelson Muntz. Give me oh my gosh, just think of a really random one. Jimbo, Kearney, and Dolph, all the bullies, all Bart's bullies that kind of pal around with Nelson. Those would all be a lot of fun. So very, very cool. So let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. Are you collecting Simpsons? Are you into the Simpsons? Simpsons has had a couple iterations here recently. We saw Super 7 diving into Simpsons, and I think they went a little too deep, too quickly, and where we didn't even get the regular family members. I think that was a mistake. Playmates back in the early 2000s killed it with the Simpsons line. They did 16 waves plus play sets and different box sets and a bunch of different stuff. They did really, really fun stuff there. So hopefully Jakks can kind of reach that level and kind of give us more of those fun, unique characters. Because like I said, I'd love an Uncle Mo's Family Feedback. I think that would be so much fun with the... Because I think he came out and he had a fry basket on his head and he's got sparklers in his hand. I'll try to put a picture up here if I can. And, and it's a girl's birthday. He's like, Uncle Mo's, here I am. I can't remember the song, but it was hilarious. And she's eating the fries, and he's like, please eat them faster. This basket is really hot. And it's on top of his head. Classic stuff. Simpsons always makes me laugh, and I think that's what's so fun about it. I've said for years I'm going to go and watch the whole series because, like a lot of people, I kind of fell out of The Simpsons probably around I don't know, early 2000s, I would say. Probably around the time I was in high school. But it still always makes me laugh. And there's times I've like, I'm going to try to watch it again. And it's still funny. It's not the same. I don't know. Sometimes things go cyclical. They're cyclical. And you kind of just fall out of stuff. Not for any other reason other than just maybe time to move on. I felt like that way with Marvel recently, where I hadn't watched any of the Marvel shows or the movies really. But now the new Avengers stuff is coming out soon, so I'm like, I got to catch up, so you kind of get back into it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think Moe's a fun figure. It's maybe not for everybody, but I think this guy's awesome. It's a little bland, of course, but why not? Why not have a Moe figure? Very, very cool stuff. But thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. Check out some of my other unboxings. I'm doing 3 unboxings a week every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Lots of cool stuff here recently. I believe this last week I unboxed a Big Rubber Guy, Macho Man Randy Savage in the pink trunks. Check that out. Really, really fun figure. Love the Big Rubber Guys. Rapidly becoming one of my favorite lines of all time. I also unboxed from Fresh Monkey Fiction and Operation Monster Force, the Delta Red Urban Operations Trooper. Say that 5 times real fast. Super cool figure, kind of a cross between G.I. Joe and Monsters. And then finally, speaking of monsters, from Rush Collectibles, the Monster Masters, I unboxed the regular Frankenstein. Long time coming to get that one, but really happy we got it. And a super fun figure and a fun addition to the retro collection. So check those out, all from last week. Also check out What's on the Pegs every Saturday. And Tales of the Toy Box, new episodes dropping once a month. The June episode should be coming up very soon. I'm going to be finishing that up today, actually. So I just got to put it all together, and it should be available. So that is it. That is all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast. Also, my goodness, the TB Toycast podcast. I almost forgot. Check that out every Thursday with me and Travis. Good friend Steve Hoker stepped in recently for a bonus episode when Travis was on vacation. Big shout out to Steve Hoker. I know he likes looking at her skirts, so there you go. Sorry, he's wearing slacks, pal. He's not a Thundercat or a hairy bipedal creature, but, what are you going to do? Shout out to Steve Hoker, one of the best people I know. So that's it. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel, and we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.